Hello everyone. I am not dead. I know it has been a very long time since I have posted a video, and as many of you know previously, I did have a baby, so this past year I've been kind of focusing on taking care of him and my family and just kind of getting into the swing of being a new mom and such. But I do have some time, so I decided to film a video, and here we are. And today's video is a pickups video, and I have quite a lot of games, so I decided to break this up into parts. So this video is just going to be all of the games that I picked up in 2021. It was last year, so from the last half of the year in 2021, these are all the pickups that I have for that time period. So let's jump right in. Alright, I'm going to start here with the Nintendo Switch, and we have The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. And I did pick that up on the Wii, but that has better controls. I haven't really tested it out yet, but that's the main reason why I picked it up. Next up is Puyo Puyo Tetris 2. I do like my puzzle games, and it is sealed. This was cheap, so I decided to grab it. Giana Sisters Twisted Dreams Ultimate Edition, or Ultimate Edition. Anyway, another cheap one, so I just grabbed it. Anything under 20 bucks usually calls my name. Bravely Default 2. And I do have the one on the 3DS, so I decided to grab this one. I never finished a 3DS one though, and that one's not open, so eventually I will get to it. Roman Rumble in Las Vegas, another one that was cheap, so I decided to grab it. Still sealed, haven't touched it yet. As with most of my games, I do have a huge backlog, but if things are on sale, it's really hard for me to say no. Eventually I'll get around to them. Cris Tales, I think is how you pronounce it. Not entirely sure. Looks like I got some pretty nice rewards though. A Hat in Time. 3D platformers. I do like platformers, and they are a little easier for me to play since I can kind of pick up wherever I left off and I don't have to remember what happened. Tiny Barbarian DX. Elliot Quest. Wonder Boy, The Dragon's Trap. And a lot of these, I don't know if it's Nicholas or Nicalis titles, they usually have some goodies on their first runs, so I try and pick them up for those little goodies. Castlevania Anniversary Collection. Tongue twisters. Limited run. So it does have a manual. And I do have this digitally, but I did want the physical version because you never know with the digital. Bug Fables, The Everlasting Sapling. And another limited run. I did pick this up because I heard it was kind of a love letter to traditional Paper Mario games, and I love the traditional Paper Mario games, so I grabbed it. I think I said papal instead of paper, but whatever. Pikmin 3 Deluxe. Paper Mario, The Origami King. I have not played this yet. It is still sealed. Eventually I will get around to it. I know it does kind of have a new play style-ish, but I'll give it a fair shake and drop something. I'll give it a fair shake and see what happens. Gunvolt Striker Pack, which I think is the first and second of the games. Yes. I have not played a Gunvolt game, so that will be my first foray into that game. Nexomon Extinction. I picked this up because, one, it was really cheap, and two, it's kind of like a Pokemon clone, so I'm not that big of a Pokemon fan, but I do like the games, and if you don't want to spend full price, this kind of scratched that itch for me, so I liked it. I actually played through it and beat it, so I'm kind of just doing the little extra stuff with it. But this is a really good one if you kind of want that little Pokemon itch to scratch, but don't want to pay full price for one. Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition. Well, I think the third one is about to be coming out soon, so I gotta get on playing this so I can get through to the third one. The Wonderful 101 Remastered. And a lot of these are Wii U ports. I'm pretty sure this was a Wii U port, but I don't have a Wii U, so having these on the Switch is pretty nice. As long as they're done properly. I hate ports that are junky. And here we have Fire Emblem Three Houses. Another one I have not gotten to, but I have played some other Fire Emblem games. It was one on the 3DS I kind of played through a little bit, and I do like the Fire Emblem games, and I think this one has casual mode, which I love because I'm not really a hardcore player on it. I just kind of like to play through games at a nice leisurely pace. Alright, I do have some Switch Collector's Edition, so I'm going to grab those and I will be right back. Alright, so next up we have Aladdin and the Lion King. This came in this Genesis case here. And this Genesis case is actually cheap plastic, like it's cracked and broken in several places, but this one was cheap. I think it was like 20 bucks, because originally it was 50, and I would not have paid 50 for this thing. But I do like Aladdin and the Lion King, so I did grab it because I do want to play it. Gotta find a spot for this stuff. Alright, next up we have Monster Boy and the Cursed Kingdom, the Collector's Edition. I have not opened it yet, and did get a little squished up here. I'm not sure if I do want to open this, because these tend to go up in price. I know. But a lot of the Collector's Editions I don't usually open. Sometimes I do, it just depends. But this does have the video game, the manual, sticker sheets, and all that fun stuff. So I did pick this up when I found out that they were releasing the Collector's Edition, because the standard edition of the game is actually hard to find. So that has gone up in price a little bit. Pretty happy to have this one, though. Next is Cursed Castilla EX. And most of them I do put in these plastic protectors. They didn't have one that fit this game exactly, so I just found one that was close. But it does have some nice goodies in it. Pretty happy to have this one as well. Next we have Ministry of Broadcast. And I picked this up on Best Buy, at Best Buy. Wasn't too expensive, as usual. I picked things up on sale, but it kind of intrigued me, you know, kind of competing in some sort of kind of games to win, and I don't know, I thought it was kind of interesting, so I will be busting this open to play this. It had me intrigued, and I do believe this came with a steelbook, so there is a steelbook in here, and as well as the regular standard case, because I hate when they just give you the steelbooks and not the plastic case. But yeah, this was another one where they didn't have one that quite fit it, so I just found something close. Alright, and the last of the collector's editions, which I'm going to show you something else at the same time. This thing is massive. Is Metroid Dread. So Metroid Dread Special Edition. And this thing is huge. I did not know it was going to be this big. I guess, you know, you never know with the picture. But I did grab this collector's edition. And, I mean, it looks pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. The only thing is that this has a steelbook only in the North American version. And we did not get the standard plastic case, which kind of annoyed the daylights out of me. And I was thinking of importing this from Europe, but I realized that especially with all the taxes and shipping it was going to cost me, I just picked up a regular standard edition and I got this one used. So combining those two together was about the cost of me importing one. So I was like, you know what, I'll just get another one here. And that's what I did. So I have the standard edition, which I play, and then I have this lovely collector's edition just hanging out there. All right, and that will do it for the Switch games. So let's move on to the next one. Okay, so we're going to move into some 3DS and DS games next. Okay, so first up here I have a Nintendo 2DS, and this is the Wedge style. I did not have one of these, so I decided to pick up this version of it. And I know it's kid-friendly, so I figured, you know, maybe when my son is old enough eventually, he might want to play some of these games. So I picked up something that's a bit more kid-friendly for him later on down the line. All right, DS games. We have Summon Night Twin Age, Atlas titles. You do have to pick up Atlas titles. They tend to go up in price, so I was trying to pick them up as quick as I can, as long as they had a decent price, because I don't want to pay too much for them. Some of the prices are ridiculous. Hotel Dusk, Room 215. Visual novels are pretty fun. I like visual novels, you know, just kind of lay back and relax while you game a little bit. Professor Layton and the Last Spectre, which I know has gone up in price. I'm not sure how much, but this was one of the more expensive ones of the Professor Layton series on the DS. Lufia, Curse of the Sinistrals. Phantasy Star Zero. Alright, 3DS games. We have Tales of the Abyss. I think this one is going up in price. Professor Layton and the Miracle Mask. This one has gone up. The other 3DS one, which the name escapes me at the moment, that one has gone up significantly. Azran Legacy, that's it. So the Azran Legacy one, North American version is ridiculously priced, like $120 or something like that. So I might have to see how I want to get that one. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out. And then we have Kid Icarus Uprising, which I know this has gone up in price too. I do have the UAE version though, which is like the World Edition. It doesn't really bother me. I don't really care that this is there. I know some people do, but I don't. So I grabbed it. I have it. Ta-da! Here it is. All right. Let's take a look at Sega Genesis. I have one Sega Genesis game I picked up, Earthworm Jim. And I do have some sticker junk on there that I have to get off, so I will get around to doing that eventually. But yeah, pretty happy to have some Earthworm Jim. It is a really fun platforming game. Okay, what else do I have on my piles? Oh, I did pick up a GBA game. And it is Castlevania Circle of the Moon. One of the cheaper Castlevania games on the GBA. The other ones are going up in price. And for the Nintendo 64, Cruisin' Exotica. I do love the cruising games. I did play a bunch of them on the N64 when I was a kid, and they are a lot of fun. And I did play this in the arcades, so I did have a lot of fun playing that in the arcades, so I like to pick them up on the N64 too. I have some Nintendo Wii games. We have Little King's Story. Don't know too much about it, but it seemed kind of fun and just decided to grab it. Then we have Mario Party 8. I do not have all of the Mario Parties. I'm not sure if I am going to collect all of them, especially since a couple of them that I'm missing are on the GameCube, and the GameCube is ridiculously priced right now, so don't have too many things I'm going to be picking up on there. Kirby's Return to Dreamland. On the Wii, pretty nice. It is sealed. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but it couldn't have been too much because I usually don't buy sealed games, so it must have been a good deal. And then I do have one Nintendo GameCube game after I said I hadn't picked one up, but Harvest Moon, Another Wonderful Life. And I would not have picked this up if it wasn't too much. I don't remember how much it cost, but it must have been pretty cheap for me to pick it up. Especially grabbing Harvest Moon games, because I don't play those too often. Alright, getting down to the last little bit. So, original Xbox. I did pick up a couple of games on the original Xbox. We have Psychonauts, which I have never played. I did grab it after I heard the second one was coming out, so I grabbed the first one on Xbox. I think the PS2 version was a bit more expensive, so that's why I grabbed it on the Xbox. And then the other Xbox game I have is Castlevania Curse of Darkness. Another one I grabbed on the Xbox because the PS2 version was way more expensive, so I grabbed it on OG Xbox instead. And then, speaking of PS2, I do have a few more. My recently acquired PS2, so that was like a last year purchase. Haven't played many of the PS2 games yet, so I've just been kind of going through and grabbing stuff that people say are good. Xenosaga Episode 1. I'm not sure if I'm going to get 2. That one has been climbing in price, and I think there's the third one too, and that's really expensive, so forget about that one. And we also have Castlevania Lament of Innocence. Don't remember if this was a good one or not, but I do try to pick up the Castlevania games if they're at a decent price. I believe this one is 3D, so we'll see. I do prefer the 2D ones more, but 3D ones I'll play also. And finally, we have on the PS2 the Metal Gear Solid Essential Collection. I have never played Metal Gear. I think I have a couple of the earlier ones on the NES and stuff, but I know there was this big compilation on the PS2. So it has all of them. Metal Gear Solid 1, and this was from the PS1. And then it has 2 and 3, all in a nice little collection. So pretty happy to have that. Wasn't too expensive, picked it up at a decent price. So someday I'll get to playing through those. Right now at the moment my PS2 Slim has some lens failure, so I do have to either work on it or get another PS2. So right now I'm not playing any PS2 games, but that's about it there. Okay, that wraps up this episode of Video Game Pickups. So stay tuned for more of these episodes, and I am going to try and post as many videos as I can. And just kind of stick around, stay tuned, and if you're not subscribed, please do so. I will see you in the next one. Have a good one.